Alrighty, guys, we have a tornado warning. So let's get you to that radar image. There is where the tornado warning is, off to the south and west. So it's pushing into some of the communities here in the Fauna-Autham Nation, running through 6:30. So not only do they have that tornado warning, but a severe thunderstorm warning. And what we do here, what the National Weather Service does, is they look on the velocity readings to look for a couplet. And this is the velocity reading right here. So let's see what they're looking for. There was better rotation. So you're probably thinking, what are all these colors? Well, here is the radar. And so reds mean away, green means towards. And you look for that counterclockwise flow. And let's see if we have it. Probably they're looking right around here. Puertecito, I apologize if I'm pronouncing these names wrong. Kamkug, Chutum, Vaya, some of those communities there in the Fauna-Autham Nation about to get impacted by a tornado-warned storm. So, yeah, so this means away, and that means towards. So you can kind of put that together, right, and kind of figure out where that couplet could be. So let's kind of draw that rotation here, towards and away. That's probably what they're looking at. Nothing super impressive in terms of a couplet. And again, this is based off of radar observations. So nothing confirmed here in terms of a tornado just yet, but we'll be the first to alert you if we see anything like that come about. Again, that's kind of where that rotation is, and if you're just joining us, a tornado warning off to the south and east, or the Fauna-Autham Nation here. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. So there's that rotation. The red is the warned area. Let's jump back to the radar. And again, well, you know what? Let's jump to this here. Let's go to some tornado tips, guys. If you're in that warned area, you want to go to your safe space, and that will be lowest level, most interior part of your room. Many here don't have basements, so that means you're going to have to go to your first level and most interior room. Put as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible, and a lot of times that's going to be your bathroom. So, okay, worst places: mobile homes, vehicles, under an overpass. That's the rumor. Under an overpass is no better place to be in than just out in the open. Bad. Large rooms, gyms, manufactured homes, good. So this is what I said: interior room, sturdy building, and the best, if you have it, a storm shelter. I know a lot of people don't. So a lot of people, probably this is the one. You want to go to the good place, because that's probably the best place you got to be. Interior room, sturdy building of a basement. Jumping back to the radar, let's see if we got any updates. Let me change the radar. This one does tend to show a little bit more detail. Let's also get rid of lightning. So obviously there's a lot of lightning. Kind of gives you a better idea of the structure of the storm. So yeah, definitely a strong storm. If it's not producing a tornado, it is producing severe winds and likely hail. You see that white? That's likely indicative of hail. Let's jump back to the velocity, because that's pretty much all I do look at here to determine if there is some strong rotation for this tornado warning. Let's put it in motion here to see if how that's developed. See, the reds are away, greens are towards, and it still looks like right now, again, nothing that really screams at you a tornado here. But again, radar is right there. You can see it right there. There it is. There's our radar. So now we're going off to the south and west. Reds mean away, green means towards. And I think, again, this is probably it. Towards, away. And there's that kind of rotational couplet that they have that they do look for, that signature, radar-indicated signature there of that tornado right there. And regardless, producing some strong winds. Let's put a hail tracker on it too. Yeah, let's see what kind of hail we have here. That's going to be over an inch of hail, an inch or larger. Let's see an exact. So, yeah, 1.2 inches of hail. Pretty big hail. Over an inch of hail can begin to damage a structure or your car or something like that. So a lot of threats with these storms, like they normally do: the strong winds, the hail, and then that tornado risk with that tornado warning. So again, you want to make sure you are getting to your safe space. Make sure, again, you are getting to your safe space. And we do have a really cool graphic here to show what hail sizes. What kind of comparing them to objects is 1.2 inches doesn't really, kind of resonate with you and kind of what that means. So that's kind of in between quarter and ping pong size hail. So pretty big. Those are ice pellets coming down pretty fast. Again, let's jump over to our velocity. Let's see if we got any updates here. I don't believe we have. Nothing, again, that's really Screaming tornado at you here. Again, reds mean away, green means towards. I still do think the best looking area of rotation of I had to choose, likely right here. So Bredecito, right around there, and let's see what road that is. So that is Route 286. Areas along Route 286 under the tornado and severe thunderstorm warning. Likely that's where that rotation is. Radar indicated rotation. I'm also looking at an area like this as well here. So that's away. Oh, sorry, wrong thing here. Let me delete that here. Let's see, away and towards. That's kind of likely some rotation there, but I think the main circulation's right here that they're looking at. Again, let's put it in motion. Let's put it in motion. You can see that rotation, nothing has looked super great. Nothing has really stuck out. Let's go a little bit further back to see kind of right when they triggered it. It was probably right. Let me take these off as well. Right there. That's a pretty good signature right there. That was, let's check the time on it. This was at 6. This was, I apologize, 5:55, so about 10 minutes ago. That's right when they triggered it, looking at this rotation here. But then you can kind of see how that's developed. It's still showing a little bit, but I think this latest scan that we've seen here over the last 5 minutes, definitely not showing as strong of rotation, but still, we do have that tornado warning, and it's going to be through 6:30. Again, if you're just joining us, tornado warning off to the south and west, entering into areas of the Thauna-Autham Nation, along areas of Route 286, Route 286, heading into some areas of the Thauna-Autham Nation. We also do have that severe thunderstorm warning as well over it, so you can see that kind of both over the same area. And this is a pretty good-looking storm with many threats, not just the threat of a tornado, but strong, severe, and damaging winds, as well as hail, heavy rain, and of course, you do have that flash flooding risk anytime you get a pretty good-looking storm over a area. Let's again take the lightning off because it's kind of clouding things up here. Yeah, so good-looking reflectivity, which is what you're showing, and again, that's showing kind of the size of what's being scanned, and that is going to be the precip, and sometimes that's hail, and a lot of times when you see that white, indicative of hail, those high reflectivity values. But again, let's see if we got a new scan coming in here from this guy. And again, I think that the best rotation, again, if you're just joining us, tornado warning. And again, if you're just joining us, what we're looking at is velocity. And that's how the meteorologists there at the National Weather Service determine rotation. So the radar, like I said, right over here. Reds mean away, green means towards. And you look for strong away and towards. None of these look super strong. Like not very bright green, a little brighter green down there, indicating stronger winds. But you look for a tight couplet, for strong away and towards, very close to each other. Nothing that really screams tornado, but if I had to put a spot where we're seeing that rotation, I would say it's right there. And then if we zoom it out to kind of show you, right off to the northwest of Nogales, and this is kind of intersecting areas along a Route 286 near the Thauna-Autham Nation, right at that border as you enter it there. So that's where that tornado warning is again. And again, if you're just joining us, make sure you go into your safe space if you are in this warned area. Here are the worst and the best places to be. And I'm going to say that likely the best place you can be is going to be interior, most interior, lowest room. If you have a basement, great. Get to the basement and get to the most interior room of your basement. That's likely your bathroom. If you don't have a basement, that's okay. Make sure you're still at the lowest level of whatever building, sturdy building that is. You don't want to be in a mobile home or a vehicle. You want to be inside of a sturdy structure, whether that's a home, whether that is maybe in a grocery store or a convenience store, lowest level, most interior room, and a lot of times, again, that is your bathroom. All right, so if you're in that warned area, I want you to do that right now. And again, if you know anybody around this area, driving through areas of 286, Route 286, I'll let them know about this tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warnings that is now pushing into areas of the Thauna-Autham Nation. Looking a little bit upstream here of what it could be getting towards areas like Sales, and this would be Route 86. So some towns along Route 86, 3 Points, and westward through Sales. Be on high alert. You're not in the warning, but you could be very soon as you're upstream and of this storm, and downstream is this storm. So it could be getting close to you if it does hold that structure. Again, let's take off the lightning because it is clouding things up. Last scan has shown a little bit of weakening in terms of reflectivity, but let's see now at the velocity. Not seeing, now this scan actually looks a little bit better. Really no strong rotation here. I'm not really seeing much, if anything, of rotation, but again, if I had to choose a place that looks like that is the best rotation, I would say right here, because you do look for that counterclockwise rotation. So again, right, that green is, I'm sorry, wrong, sorry, it's wrong rotation here. So this is looking towards, kind of the greens are towards, red's away. That would actually be clockwise here, so that's actually probably not what we're seeing. And although tornadoes do spin clockwise at times, but you do look for that counterclockwise flow, because that would be towards and then that would be away. So that's clockwise. So not seeing a whole lot right now with that flow, not seeing a whole lot on the radar, but they still do have that tornado warning, so I don't want to shoot your guard down, but I do want to give you a little more details, up-to-date details of what's happening with this tornado warning. That is, again, to the south and west of Tucson. Still want to stay on this warning because it is the most pressing storm, but I do also want to give some love to some other places that are dealing with storms, which is a lot of us here off to the east in Cochise County. Nothing severe, but some of these look pretty strong in around Tucson. Not seeing a whole lot. I think cloud cover is kind of taken over and kind of snuffed out any chance for those storms. Let's go back to velocity. Not seeing anything super impressive. Let's clock in on some of the velocity. And again, the velocity tends a lot of times tends to underdo the winds because those winds happen to come very quickly. So let's tornado warning, gate to gate shear, 37 miles per hour, I should say. So so this thing gate to gate shear, 37 miles per hour. That's not super impressive. Velocity 35 miles per hour. So that's not really screaming tornado at you. Yeah, so still have that tornado warning that we're looking at there. Velocity 22 miles per hour. There's a couplet there. Again, it's clockwise, so it's possible. 37 mile per hour gate to gate shear. So nothing that's really screaming tornado at you there. And shear is kind of combining the away and towards. So that would kind of be the rotational velocity. 37 miles per hour. That's right. That's not really super concerning on the radar there, but we're still keeping an eye on it. We still do have that tornado warning. Let's jump back here to the radar. And again, it looked like it calmed down, but it is looking to maintain strength here over the last 5 or 10 minutes. So again, don't let your guard down about the severe components of it in terms of some of the strong winds as well as the hail that are associated with this storm. But again, we do still have that tornado warning going off to the south and west of the Tucson metro here. Let's check out maybe some hail, get some updates on the hail tracker. Let's see if we got any larger looking hail. And again, that area of Route 286 is getting hammered right now by this storm. It's a really good looking storm. Here, let's see the hail in the last hour, 1.2 inches. So that's right in between quarter size and ping pong sized hail. And we do have 60 mile per hour winds with this guy as well. But the latest scans not showing anything too impressive right now. Nothing too impressive. So again, away, seeing some areas of towards. You can kind of look for that counterclockwise flow. And I suppose up here we have it a little bit. Let me take it off. But nothing that is looking that impressive. Again, maybe some rotation here, away, towards. There's that counterclockwise flow, but nothing that's really too impressive. The greens are kind of dull, so that means they're not very strong winds going towards the radar, and that also means the reds are kind of dull. That means not very strong winds going away from the radar. So let's kind of check out what those readings are right now. Not seeing a whole lot. 25 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear. That's not really impressive. But they still do have the tornado warning cautiously because, again, it has a history of producing tornadic-like activities. So it could in a little bit. Doesn't mean you let your guard down here, but I want to let you know minute by minute on what we're seeing here with this tornado as we speak. So let's kind of look at some tornado terminology. So we have watches. We never really get watches. We have that warning. So the two reasons why that this would be issued is either a tornado was spotted or it was indicated by radar, and that's the red in the middle. So that's kind of what we have right now. Indicated by radar is what our situation is. Last thing I have heard, I have not heard anything about a tornado being on the ground right now. I haven't heard anything like that, but let's keep that up there. That's, again, where that tornado warning is, but let's also keep that up there because it kind of gives you an idea of where it's trekking towards and the structure of the storm itself. We do have that tornado warning off to the south and west, intersecting areas of 286 and kind of on a beeline now for areas of Route 86 here, near areas of the Thanaotha Nation for towns like Sales. I'm going to keep an update there. Keep this up there for you to take a look at with this tornado warning here. That's just off to the south and the west of the Tucson Metro, entering into areas of the Thanaotha Nation. Again, there's that tornado warning. If you're just joining us, we do have that tornado warning in place there for areas off to the south and west of the Thanaotha Nation. I'm not seeing anything on a confirmed tornado, and it is likely just a radar indicated tornado as we speak here. But let's see. Let's see what we got. Still looking good. It still looks pretty strong with this tornado warning here. Tornado warning. It's still through 6:30, so we still have it through 6:30. And the verbiage that they are using here for this tornado warning, I'm going to pull it up here. It's on the side. Well, here, how about the verbiage for the severe thunderstorm warning? It's really a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. So the verbiage they're using, 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail, hail damage to vehicles is expected. So if you're kind of upstream along areas of Route 86 here near Sales, you want to get your car into a carport or under any shelter because hail could be damaging. Wind damage, capable of damaging roofs, siding of structures and buildings, as well as trees. And it kind of says a tornado possible tag here for that severe thunderstorm warning. That's what we have here with that guy. And let's go see if I can click into here. Give me a little trouble. I'm trying to click into the tornado warning here to give us kind of the verbiage of the tornado warning. Okay, here we go. So it says severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing a tornado. So it's capable of producing a tornado. Nothing that confirms it, but again, the warning means you need to take action now. The storm is producing a lot of different factors that are conducive for a tornado. But this is what they look at. They look at this. They look at the velocity, which is showing away and towards the radar. You look for a strong couplet where you're seeing strong winds away. You're looking for strong winds towards, close to each other. That kind of creates that couplet. And I think if I had to choose where that couplet may be, it would probably be right here, but it doesn't look strong at all. So let's put directions on it. That's towards the radar. That's away from the radar. And if you put them together, that is a little counterclockwise rotation that you look for. Most of the tornadoes, if they happen, do have that counterclockwise, I should say, rotation, but it does not look super impressive according to the velocity, which is what they look at. For tornadoes does not mean it's impossible for a tornado to be on the ground or for a tornado to be on the ground here in the short-term future. But again, I just want to give you the up-to-date what's happening right now. I don't want to let your guard down because we still do have a tornado warning through 6:30, which is through the next 11 minutes, and they have not canceled it quite yet. But again, I don't want you to lose sight that this is still a severe thunderstorm warning. You might get overshadowed by the tornado, but what we do know right now is they're dealing with strong winds and hail. Tornadoes is possible, but what we do know is strong winds and hail that can cause damage. So when a severe thunderstorm warning is issued, it's kind of similar to what you want to do when you have a tornado. I mean, you want to seek shelter. And if you're outdoors, it's best to get inside a car, but since we do have a tornado warning, probably best to get into a sturdy structure. If there is a tornado on the ground. Again, no confirmation just yet. I'm going to press back onto this tornado warning. I don't believe there's an update to the warning, but I'm going to press back on it. So it's blinking here. Let's click back on it to see what we are looking at here. Let's see, tornado warning. Okay, so the update just came in. Still says a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. So capable doesn't mean it's confirmed, but it means it is capable. So they have continued it through 6:30. This was a time that they could have canceled it, but they continued it because they're staying on the safe side. This storm has a history of producing some rotation, but no tornado, but they're staying safe. So it's now kind of pushing past 286, now kind of on a beeline for Route 86. Towns like Sells, Rincon, St. Vincent, Sinte. I apologize if I'm pronouncing these names wrong. I usually don't say them because they're hard to pronounce. But you know, if you're in these areas, you just take a look of these towns. If you're near these towns, I want you to seek shelter. I want you to treat this like a tornado warning is in your neck of the woods, because you are upstream of this severe storm, not just severe, but also with a tornado warning tag. Let's go back to the velocity, because that's again what we look for with some of these tornado warnings. I mean, that's exactly what they use to trigger tornado warnings. They look for the velocity. They look for that couplet that I was telling you about. Strong aways, strong towards the radar, close to each other. That indicates rotation. And again, not seeing anything too impressive. Luckily, still, here's the radar. Sorry, reds mean away, green means towards, and these reds aren't very strong, and these greens aren't very strong. But again, a lot of times the tornado could be below the scanned radar. So what we have with this radar, the beam goes up as it goes away from the radar. So this scan is actually pretty high up in the atmosphere. So can't rule out a tornado possibly being below the scan, right? That's always a concern. But as of in the upper levels for rotation, not looking too impressive. And again, we don't have a confirmed tornado on the ground, but there is radar indication that there could be one, as well as the fact that there could be one soon. And again, this is a rain-filled storm, so if there is a tornado, you likely are going to have trouble seeing it, guys, because there's just so much rain around, and that just obviously adds another hazard, just not being able to see it. So just better safe than sorry, guys. Just head into your safe space, wait this one out. It's not worth it. And listen, if there's not a tornado, it's still severe, so it's still going to have those damaging winds, flying debris possible, hail, not something you want to be out in. Lightning, of course. Let's put the lightning back on. I mean, my goodness. Look at all of this lightning. Let's take a lightning scan. Let's switch gears and show all the lightning with this. Let's go to now. Let's do a scan box here showing all of this lightning with this storm. And let's see what it plots. 67 strikes right there currently, or in the last short term past. 66. So, I mean, we got a lot of lightning with that. So kind of all the hazards here. Could also be kicking up some dust out ahead of it. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the case along areas of Route 86. But this tornado warning still going through 6:30. Guys, still through 6:30. Again, if you're just joining us, we still have that tornado warning going off to the south and west of Tucson, entering into areas of the Thanaw Nation, as well as a severe thunderstorm warning along with this storm. And it does look to have a beeline now for areas of Route 86. Route 86, I'm going to take the warnings and watches off. So Route 86, there is the road, or Big Fields Road. Route 86 turning into Big Fields Road off over there. Near Sells, Rincon, towns like that. So if you're around that area, take shelter now, because if there isn't a tornado warning, it's still a severe thunderstorm warning, and you are upstream of that, so it is headed in your direction, guys. So make sure you're staying safe. I'm going to keep up, and there you go. It has updated the severe thunderstorm warning to now push out a little bit to the north and west, which I expected here. So now Sells, you are under that severe thunderstorm warnings, that it is pushing through areas of Route 86, and then this road here as well, Indian Route 24 is a road possible too, could be impacting Route 86, Indian Route 30. Those are all areas to be on alert and take shelter. So let's jump back to the velocity. Let's see. We're getting any scans that are showing anything for a tornado. I'm not really seeing much, thankfully. So if I were to guess, I think they'll expire it in 5 minutes. Again, nothing confirmed with this tornado warning. Let's click into it again. Give you kind of the verbiage that the National Weather Service is giving us right now. Let's click into it. There you go. So let's see what it says here. Clicking on its tornado warning. So it's not looking to work right now. Let me jump back to this graphic because this one's giving me a little trouble trying to get you what exactly they're saying here with this tornado warning. Okay, so the verbiage is still a severe thunderstorm warning that's capable of producing a tornado. So again, no confirmed tornado, but again, hail and wind that can cause damage, absolutely. So you certainly want to get to your safe space because, again, I'm not seeing much for warranting any tornadic activity, but it is producing those 60-mile-per-hour winds, as well as about an inch of hail or larger that can create some damage. Let's go back to our hail tracker. That's always interesting to look at. Yeah, not seeing really an update. It's going to say 1.2 again, I think, for the hail diameter size, which is in between quarter and ping pong size hail. Yep, 1.1, 1.2, around that range. But anything over an inch of hail can start causing damage to your car. So, right, if you are in Sales or areas along Route 86, you want to make sure, again, if you don't hear that thunder, which you probably do, you might have missed the window, so it's better to stay inside and not get struck by lightning, because there is a lot of lightning associated with this storm as well. And there are some good lightning safety tips here for you guys. I'm going to show you right now. Here are some of the lightning safety tips here. When thunder roars, head indoors. No place outside is safe from a lightning strike, but there are worse places to be when you're outside. And these are the places you definitely don't want to be. Under a tree and in the water or in an open space. It also doesn't have to be raining. Lightning can strike about 10 miles away from a storm. And then you want to wait 30 minutes after the last time you hear thunder, resume outdoor activities, as well as using that shower and bath. So let's now jump back to our radar. Storm still looks good. Maybe not quite as strong as it looked about 10 minutes ago, but still enough for them to give a severe thunderstorm warning tag for areas now pushing off to the north and west of this cell. Let's go back to our velocity, because that is what the National Weather Service looks at to determine if there is any rotation and therefore the chance for a tornado to be on the ground. And I am not really seeing much, which is good. I guess if I had to choose a place that does have that rotation, right here. But you look for the bright greens. That means the strong winds. And if we put a little plot right there to show what's happening, the shear, which is the rotational speed, 19 miles per hour. So that is likely not producing a tornado. And again, like I said, this is far away from the radar, so it's pretty high in the atmosphere. Could be overshooting the strongest rotation. That could be close to the ground. So there could be a tornado on the ground, but I'd say it's unlikely. We have no observations. Again, we don't have a lot of people around there, so it'd be kind of tough to get an observation here. So it's kind of hard to tell if there is, but just looking at radar velocity data, which is what we look at to show rotation in the atmosphere, not seeing a whole lot here. And this does expire in 2 minutes, and I anticipate it will, but I'm going to stick with you guys through the time that this warning is going on, and it likely will be the next 2 minutes that we'll have this. But again, I don't want to let your guard down. If this tornado warning does expire, this still is a severe thunderstorm warning, which means it is producing damaging 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as an inch of hail. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to take the watches and warnings off, and then I'm going to track it out for you guys here. If it holds its structure and intensity, this is where it could be going here. So let's put that up there. Here's some of the towns. Cells, it could arrive here over the next 30 minutes. 7:04, Rincon, 7:45, Santa Rosa, 9:30. And again, I will say that this feature does tend to underplay how fast these storms do move. So I'd say Cells, I'd say probably before 7, the storm is going to reach you here. I'd say in the next 15 to 20 minutes. And Santa Rosa probably more towards 8:30 that could be hitting you. Let's go back to our warnings. Let's see if they still have it on. And they do, and I think they're going to ride this one out here over the next minute or so. Yeah, and we still do have that severe thunderstorm warning ahead of it, so I don't want you to let your guard down. If you're in a place like Sales, along areas of Route 86, right there. This is Indian Route 24. This is still Route 86, a town like Sales. I don't want to let your guard down because this still is a severe thunderstorm warning. And yep, there you go. Tornado warning is gone, but we still do have that severe thunderstorm warning pushing off into areas of the Thornton Nation, like I just showed you, like Sales, areas of Route 86. Make sure you're seeking that shelter. 60-mile-per-hour winds and damaging hail are possible with this storm. No tornado warning, luckily, but again, don't let your guard down with that severe thunderstorm warning along areas of Route 86. Make sure you're getting to the shelter and staying in your safe place, but again, no tornado warning. And again, I'll reiterate, still want to stay safe out there, guys. Make sure you're staying weather aware, but that tornado risk has looked to have gone away for now. Thank you.